Good morning, Dixie Heights High School, or good evening, all depends when you're watching this video. This might be the last thing you watch before you go to bed, which when I say that out loud sounds very, very odd and disturbing to me. But needless to say, I'm here to talk to you about my favorite topic, which is scheduling. That's right. It is time to start thinking about what class you're going to be sitting in 1 year from now. Now, I know you guys are just itching to get a pencil and start bubbling the bubbles on your bubble sheet. However, we need to make sure we do some careful planning. You know, our cheerleaders would not be national champions without all the careful planning, training, and practice that went into that routine. And your scheduling is the same way. A lot of careful thought needs to go into consideration for what you want to take next year. You know, high school is all about getting ready for the future. And you need to make sure that you are choosing the right classes to take so that your future is where you want to wind up at. Take classes that are too hard, you're going to struggle in school. Take classes that are too easy, you're not going to lay a good foundation. It's a tough balance, but luckily your teachers, counselor, and parents are all here to help you. So we're going to make it through this process. So if you guys are ready for Scheduling Extravaganza 2017, I think it's time to start. So teachers, feel free to pause the video at any time. If you guys are working on a section that need more time, just pause the video and then go ahead and start it. Students, don't forget that you can go online and watch this video at any time, just in case you missed anything. Colonels, good luck.
So let's start with the prep work that goes into scheduling. We don't want to jump right into it. We need to make sure that we know what classes we need to take next year. And the only way to do that is to look at what we've already taken. For this part, you're going to need your transcript, a credit checklist, and a 4-year curriculum plan. Your teachers will get these items to you at this time. The credit checklist and the 4-year curriculum plan will be on the guidance website, along with all the other scheduled materials if you need them. Teachers, if you still need to pass out those items, feel free to pause the video so that you can get that done. All right. Once you have your materials, you want to complete the credit checklist using your transcript. For every class that you've passed, you want to mark it off on your checklist. If you took the class but failed it, do not mark it off. For any class that you're currently taking or took last trimester that hasn't been posted to your transcript yet, I would advise you to put a circle in the box unless you know you failed it. That way, you will not schedule yourself into that class again when you complete your schedule sheet. When looking at your freshman year, if you earned your English 1A and 1B half credits, you put a check in the boxes next to English 1A and 1B. If you're not sure what to check off for a specific class, feel free to ask your teachers. After all, they've already made it aware to you that they know absolutely everything. Once you've marked all of your completed classes off on your checklist, the boxes that have not been marked off are the classes that you still need to complete in order to earn your diploma. Teachers, please pause the video now so students are able to complete the credit checklist. Once the credit checklist is complete, time comes for the part that I wish all of you guys would do. I urge you to map out your classes on the curriculum plan, or as it's sometimes called, the 4-year course of study. It's a great time to thoughtfully consider what classes you're going to need to take while you're still here at Dixie. In order to do this, you want to look at the course selection guide that can be found online. I'll talk more about the course selection guide later, but you can look up all the classes Dixie offers in it. Take time to look through those class descriptions and find classes that interest you. Make sure you pay special attention to any necessary prerequisites in future classes. I don't want you to not get a class because you didn't take the right prerequisites. The 4-year course of study is not something you're going to complete today, but I really do encourage you guys to take it at home and complete it there. Don't forget, your 4-year course of study has actually already been started on your ILP. That you're supposed to do every year. To save yourself time, go online and check out your ILP as a reference.
All right, Colonels, it's time to start looking at scheduling information. And since you guys seem to spend all of your time on your phones and on the internet, I've decided to make everything available online for you. That way, if you lose a copy or if your parents want to look at everything we're doing, all they got to do is go to the guidance website. So I'm going to show you guys where all that's located at now.
You're going to start by going to Dixie's website. On the left-hand side, click on the Guidance Services tab. This website is a great resource, especially during your senior year. When you get a chance and aren't frantic about scheduling, take a few minutes to look at everything on the site just to see what's there. Once on the Guidance Services page, click on the link in the left-hand column titled Scheduling Materials. All the scheduled materials are uploaded to this site. We're going to start by looking at the course selection guide. This document has all the information regarding the academic program in Dixie High School. It has information regarding the grading scale, AP classes, graduation requirements, business majors, dual credit opportunities, and most importantly, a full description of every class that we offer here at Dixie. I'm going to take some time to review some of the important topics covered in the course selection guide. Teachers, if you need to pause the video in order to give students a further explanation at any point, feel free to do so. The first part I want to cover is graduation requirements. These can be found on pages 6 and 7. For the first time in a while, the whole school is on the same requirements. All students need 28 credits to graduate. Students must complete certain subject-specific requirements. Students must complete 4 credits of English, which includes English 1, 2, 3, and 4. AP English Language and AP English Literature can be substituted for a level of English. All students must complete 4 credits of math. This must include Algebra 1, Geometry, Algebra 2, and an additional half credit of math. Please remember it is a law in the state of Kentucky that students must take a math class every year in high school. So seniors, you have to take the math class even if you've already completed 4 credits worth of math. 3 credits of science are required for graduation. Students need to complete Integrated Science A and B and Biology A and B. Students must also complete 1 credit's worth of science electives. Students need to complete 3 credits of social studies. This includes integrated social studies, world civilization, and U.S. history. All students must take a half credit of health and PE. Students must also take 1 credit worth of humanities. This includes any 2 band, choir, art, or drama classes. The final mandatory graduation requirement is a credit of practical living. Students are required to take the freshman level Business Tech or Business Principles of Application class and an additional Business or Family Consumer Science course. An additional 11 credits of student choice electives will complete the 28 credits needed for graduation. Dixie Heights has 4 unique diplomas that students may earn. The Regular Studies Diploma meets the minimum requirements that I just mentioned. The Kentucky Scholars Diploma meets the college prep requirements recommended for students planning on attending college. For the Kentucky Scholars Diploma, students are required to complete 2 credits of the same foreign language and to take either chemistry or physics. Students must maintain a C average or higher to earn this diploma. The third diploma that Dixie offers is the Kentucky Heights Honors Diploma. To be eligible for this diploma, students must complete the requirements for the Kentucky Scholars Diploma. However, chemistry must be included. Students must also take any 4 AP or advanced placement courses. Dixie's highest diploma is the Dixie Heights Excellence Diploma. This diploma also requires students to complete the requirements for the Kentucky Scholars Diploma, including chemistry. Students must also complete 1 AP course in 5 of the 6 academic content areas. The 6 content areas are English, Science, Math, Foreign Language, Social Studies, and Fine Arts. Information regarding these diploma requirements can be found on page 7 of the course selection guide. I would also like to encourage you to review page 8 of the course selection guide. This is a recommended sequence of courses. This allows you to see recommended courses to take at each grade level. Careful consideration and planning for future classes will allow you to maximize your education here at Dixie. This guide highlights content courses on the regular diploma tracks, as well as courses suggested for the college prep and accelerated pathways. I'd like to make all students aware of a great academic opportunity. Juniors and seniors are able to take dual credit courses while in high school. Dual credit courses are college level classes where students receive credit for high school as well as college credit. These classes are greatly reduced in price from the regular price you'll pay once you attend college after graduation. This year, a 3 credit hour course only cost $156. This applies to courses taken through Northern Kentucky University, Thomas More College, or Gateway Community and Technical College. It's the same price whether you take the class on Dixie's campus or on the college campus. Through NKU's School-Based Scholars Program, juniors and seniors are able to take 2 NKU courses on Dixie's campus. Students must have a 3.0 GPA in order to be eligible for the program. If you've taken the ACT, you must have a composite score of 20 or higher. For those planning on taking the NKU classes on Dixie's campus for next year, hopefully you already submitted your application packet, which was due to me in the guidance office on February 17th. You should have already heard back whether or not you were accepted into the program. If you did not submit a packet, feel free to do so. If there's no room available, you can be put on the waiting list in case spots become available. If you were accepted into the Dixie-based classes, I will preload you into your fall class. You'll also be preloaded into a class called NKU Spring Class. This will hold the spot until I assign these spring classes to you guys. These two classes will count towards 3 of your 15 classes you will take next year. Students are also able to travel to NKU's campus to take classes if eligible. Thomas More College and Gateway Community and Technical College each have similar college programs for high school students at a reduced rate. If you want more information about taking a college course on a college campus, stop by the guidance office and speak to Mr. Duzing or Mr. Maddox. More information about dual credit classes can be found in the course selection guide on page 9 through 11. I'd strongly encourage everyone to consider taking dual credit courses while in high school. It's a low-cost option to get a jump start on college. If you're thinking about playing sports in college, please make sure you review the information on NCAA eligibility, which is located in the course guide on pages 12 to 13. There are certain requirements you must complete while in high school if you wish to participate in NCAA-sanctioned athletics. Dixie Heights High School follows the Prep Plus acceleration plan in the areas of English and math. Information about this program can be found on pages 14 to 16 in the course guide. The Prep Plus identification in the areas of English and math plays a large role in determining course placement for the 2017-2018 school year. If you think there is an error with your identification, or if you think you should have been identified but were not, please see your counselor so that we can get any errors corrected. Please do that as early in the scheduling process as possible. Another program offered here at Dixie is our Business Industry Certifications. If you take a specific sequence of courses in a business or family consumer science pathway and an industry certification test, you can earn a business industry certification. These certifications are recognized by employers that you have completed a rigorous course of study and are proficient in industry skills. It's a great addition to your resume. Dixie offers 4 industry certifications: hospitality, travel, tourism, and recreation, administrative support, management, and entrepreneurship. More information regarding business industry certifications can be found on page 17 of the course guide, or see Mr. Stamper, Miss Meyer, Miss Lenahan, or Miss Bundy. They can answer all your questions about these programs.
All right, Colonels, I just want to remind you guys that the course selection guide has a complete description of every course that we offer here at Dixie. So if you want to learn what the class is more about or need to check the prerequisites, really encourage you guys to go to that course selection guide to check it out. All right, I think we're ready to start the process. Now, before we get started, I want to remind you guys, we will be registering online again this school year. So you need to make sure that you've registered online for your classes by March 7th. On March 8th, you need to turn in all your course selection sheets, any applications, stuff like that, to your second period teacher. I strongly recommend that you guys complete the paper course selection guide before you guys go online. Your course selection guide has all the course numbers that will definitely help with making sure that you register for the right class. All right, teachers, now might be a really good time to pause the video. That way you can pass out the materials. You want to pass out the course selection guide, the grade level information sheet, the remediation plan, and the portal registration instructions. So go ahead, pause the video whenever you're ready to start. Just hit play again.
One important document that you've been given is the College Career Readiness Remediation Plan for 2017 and 2018. This lists the criteria for courses that have been preloaded for students in order to meet academic areas of need, focusing on English and math. The criteria for these courses can be found in the course selection sheet as well, but the remediation worksheet allows you to see all the programs offered at each grade level. If you're identified for one of these classes and feel that the placement is incorrect, please see your guidance counselor as soon as possible to have the issue taken care of. The time has come to look at your scheduling sheet. Each of you has an individual course scheduling sheet. At the top left corner of your schedule sheet, you will find your personal information. You will see your name, grade, and scheduling teacher, which for most of you is your homeroom teacher. You will then see your CERT math and reading scores from the last 2 CERT testing cycles, fall 2016 and winter 2016. If you do not have a score listed, then you did not take the CERT test during that testing window. You will also see your ACT English, Math, and Reading scores if you've taken the ACT. You will then see your English and math placements that have been preloaded into Infinite Campus for you already. You also have any required English and math remediation courses listed. The English, math, and remediation placements were determined based on assessment scores in previous classes taken. These courses have been preloaded and do count towards your total classes needed for registration. If you think there was an error made in your English and math preload selections, please talk to your content teacher. If you want to change your level of difficulty for the course, please contact your guidance counselor. Don't forget that if a math class was not preloaded for you, you must still take a math class your senior year. Dixie and the state of Kentucky require all students to take a math class every year of high school, regardless of how many credits you have already earned. Now, when making your course selections, you will bubble the courses you would like to take next year. Each bubble is worth a half credit. You'll bubble 15 courses. You also need to make sure that you mark 6 alternate selections with the letter A. Alternates allow the counseling department to select interested courses if any of your first choices are not available. Also, don't forget to make sure your parent or guardian signs your schedule sheet before turning it back in. Some classes have multiple bubbles. This means classes are linked and are required to be taken together. The number in the parentheses below each course is the grade level to which the class is offered. You will notice that some classes have lines next to the bubbles. This means that a teacher's signature is required to take the course. Please make sure you get any needed signatures. Failure to get the appropriate signatures could result in removal from the course during the scheduling process. The front side of your schedule sheet consists of your graduation requirements. Courses are listed in core content areas to make it easier to locate specific courses. Also listed is the specific assessment criteria needed for certain classes. You should select your core curriculum classes first. Refer to your credit checklist and 4-year curriculum plan that were previously mentioned to make sure you're selecting the correct classes. I don't want anyone to get to next May only to realize that you forgot to take one of the required classes and you don't get to walk across that stage. Another thing to remember is all of you will be taking the ACT in several weeks. That ACT will supersede any cert scores you've already earned. Once those ACT scores are in, school administration will be reviewing to see if students continue to qualify for courses selected, as well as determine if any students now require English or math remediation. Make sure you do well on that test. It will have consequences. The back side of your course selection sheet contains electives, as well as information on academic programs offered at Dixie or in the Kenton County School District. The third column contains the enrichment classes. These are special upperclassmen classes that require applications or approval from a teacher. Please refer to your scheduling information sheet to find out where to get necessary applications or which teachers need to grant approval. Next, there's a section titled College Classes. As rising seniors, you're eligible to take dual credit classes. You'll notice that the Dixie-based college courses are not listed on the schedule sheet. If you're approved for the courses, I've already preloaded them, and they'll be displayed when you log into your portal registration. I've preloaded your fall class and a class called Spring NKU class. Since your NKU classes will take up first period for all 3 trimesters, these 2 classes will count for 3 of your 15 requests. For those of you who are interested in taking classes on a college campus, please mark the college in this section. This will allow a counselor to meet with you at a later time to further explore dual credit options. If you mark that you're interested in taking a dual credit course on a college campus, you'll still need to enter 15 course requests. We'll work to adjust your schedule based on availability of Dixie and college classes. You will notice a section called Academies of Innovation and Technology. If you've applied and been selected to one of the academies, you should have received a completely different schedule sheet. Actually, if everything went correctly, you're in the cafeteria right now receiving a different scheduling presentation. If you think you were accepted into the academies for next year and you did not receive a different course selection sheet, make sure you see Mr. Dusing right away. Not in the middle of the scheduling video, of course, but later today so that your status can get figured out. For those in the Senior Gemini Academy, you'll take 2 college courses through Thomas More each semester and then 2 classes each trimester at Dixie. That will be a total of 6 classes for the year. The 4 Thomas More classes, 2 each semester, will count for 9 of your 15 scheduling spots. Your important job is to select your 6 Dixie classes. Please make sure that you've completed all graduation requirements needed. Those of you in the academies will notice you've had a lot of classes preloaded. You will have Dixie English and Math classes preloaded, even if you're taking them through the Academy Thomas More classes. They're there to let us know the appropriate level. It might have been saved under your alternates. Just leave them right there. You'll also see your Academy preloaded as a way to save those 9 spots in your schedule. If you have any questions about the academies, or if you want to check to see if you can still apply, stop by and ask Mr. Dusing or Mr. Maddox. Everyone has a section titled Unmet Graduation Requirements. If you're missing a graduation requirement from a previous year, either because of transferring or failing a class and it's not on your course selection sheet with a bubble, circle that class in this section. It will allow your counselor to see if you need to make that course up online or through our school within a school program. Do not count these towards your 15 course selections. Finally, all students have a box marked for office use only. Please not mark in this box. It should be completed by the appropriate teacher, such as special education, school within a school, or ESL teachers. Juniors, before you start picking your classes, remember, your time here is drawing to a close. The purpose of next year is to make sure that you're taking the right classes that will prepare you for the next stage. Don't slack off and keep pushing yourself academically. It will pay off in the long run. Also, make sure you follow all the directions on the schedule sheet and make sure you have the right prerequisites and permissions to take the classes. If you don't meet the criteria, you'll be removed, and then I will have to find you a class to take. And trust me, nobody wants that. Before you get started, each grade level has a worksheet titled Scheduling Information for that specific grade. It's important reminders about the scheduling process. It also has special notes about classes. While each grade level's information sheet is slightly different, there are a few common announcements that are worth mentioning. In regards to taking a foreign language class, if you're signing up for level 1, you must get your English teacher's signature and have an 80% in English. If you're signing up for level 2, you must have an 80% in level 1 and the foreign language teacher's signature. Taking a foreign language is not a graduation requirement. However, colleges strongly recommend or require 2 credits of the same foreign language. Please remember that Art 1 is a requirement for many upper level art classes. You must have this course before you take classes such as painting, drawing, and design. Students are recommended to take this course during their sophomore year if it was not taken during the 9th grade. Chamber choir must be taken all year. It's an audition-based class, and you must see Ms. Hayward in the choir room for permission to take the course. Treble choir must be taken same year for parts B and C. This class is also audition-based, so you must see Ms. Hayward. And new next year, bass choir will be audition-based, so make sure you see Ms. Hayward for permission to get into the class. Symphonic bands B and C must be taken in the same year. And if you're interested in taking AP Biology, you must take your transcript to Mrs. Moore for her to review your qualifications and give approval for the course. Any students who wish to take an AP or accelerated class that they did not meet the requirements for are able to complete a waiver to be enrolled in the course. Waivers can be submitted for students who did not meet the eligibility for AP English Language, AP English Lit, English 2 Advanced, AP US History, AP European History, and Biology Accelerated. Students who did not meet the eligibility criteria for these courses but plan on submitting a waiver have been preloaded for the regular level of the course. Their request in Infinite Campus will be changed by the counselor if their waiver is approved. GPA, assessment scores, and the number of requests will all be factored in determining the approval of waivers. Waivers can be picked up from their current English, Science, and Social Studies teachers. Completed waivers must be submitted with the scheduled materials on March 8th. Some courses require applications. These applications need to be completed and signed by the appropriate teacher. All applications should be submitted when scheduling materials are turned in March 8th. For STLP and Library Science, students must get approval from Ms. Bosley in the library. Pathway to Careers applications are available from Ms. Nicosia in the guidance office. AIDS also require an application. This is a non-credit course, and the application can be found in the guidance office or on the scheduling website. Peer tutors must have a 3.0 GPA and have already taken it and passed the class in which they plan to tutor. Applications will be in the guidance office. Both aid and peer tutor applications require a teacher signature. Once you've completed your course selection sheet, don't forget you must also enter it into Infinite Campus. Each of you have received a paper called Portal Course Registration. This will also be available online. Make sure you follow directions to ensure that your requests are entered correctly. Once you've entered your request, please print out the request and have your parents sign it. The paper should be returned along with your scheduling materials. Please remember that all courses should be entered into Infinite Campus by March 7th. You'll turn in all your scheduling materials on March 8th to your second period teacher. You will turn in your course selection sheet you received today, a printout of your Infinite Campus registration along with the parent signature, and any special applications. If you get anything completed early, you can always turn it in to the guidance office.
All right, Colonels, if you have any questions about what classes to take or how to fill out your course selection sheet, don't hesitate to ask your teachers. Or feel free to swing by the guidance office. We want to make sure that we help you get the most out of your time while you're at Dixie. As a Dixie Colonel, you have unlimited potential. We want to make sure that you make the most of your skills, knowledge, and talents so that you're successful in life after high school. And that starts now. You need to think about what you want to accomplish and what type of classes are going to help get you there. Good luck, Colonels. And as always, Colonel Pride.